Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 3 of our new September release. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Octagon dies, along with their fall banner dies, Imaginese paper line. It'll be listed on my blog. So I went ahead and I cut a piece of Paper Tray Ink Scarlet Jewel cardstock at 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4 to give you a horizontal A2 size card. And I cut this paper from Imaginese 1/8 of an inch smaller. Now, I apologize, guys. This is a 2011 paper line, so it's an oldie. Then I went ahead and I cut out one of our Octagon dies from Jaded Blossom, and it is... the width is 5 inches wide, just so you know. And then I went ahead and I cut out this pattern paper also from that same paper line. And that is, I'm measuring, guys, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches wide. And then I went ahead and I cut that same size for the inside in white Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. And then I went ahead and I cut a piece of orange paper from that same paper line. It's like 3/4 of an inch wide. And I'm just going to apply that to the inside just for a little bit of decoration. There we go. There we go. So you notice that that Imaginese has a little bit of shine. So I went ahead and I cut out this apple banner from our fall banner dies, and I cut it out first in the Paper Tray Ink dark chocolate cardstock, and then I cut out the apples in that same Scarlet Jewel cardstock, and the little leaves were cut out of New Leaf cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. So I'm going to pop up all these apples. Some I use the full-sized apple with no stitching, and some I alternate, and I use the little apples with the stitching. So, you know, just to give a little bit of, you know, make it look a little bit different. Now, I am using the freebie stamp set today called Poison Apples and Outline Die. Now, this is a freebie with purchase. As long as you spend $60, have at least one item from the release in your cart, while supplies last, yada, 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 you'll get this freebie stamp set and outline die, which is super cute stuff. So now I'm putting together 2 little separate apples using the same products. There we go. And those will go on the inside of my card. Now I'll add my little leaves. So I'm using my art glitter glue here. I'm just sort of alternating the leaves to make it interesting. Now, I did have a coloring video. I'm going to apologize now. And it totally messed up. I don't know what happened. It took me like 16 minutes to color this little apple, just because I was, you know, farting around like I always do. And I'm not sure what happened, but it will not load. Like, I cannot load this little video in my, you know, in this little card video for you. So you're going to see it completely colored in a minute. And I apologize, but you know, what can I say? There, so those are the 2 little apples on the inside. Now on the outside, I'm going to add, well, first I'll add a few little Secure White Jelly Roll pen highlights in a number 10 on these apples. Just like I said, to make them a little bit more special, add, you know, a little something, something, right? So like I said, I was trying to explain myself as to why I don't color this apple live. I actually did tape it. I'm just not sure what the heck happened. It just would not load for me to edit it, to make a video out of it. I don't know. I have no excuses. I'm not sure what happened. But I'm not a professional. I've told you before, these things happen sometimes. So there we are, adding a couple of white little dots to the little leaves, and you know, like I said, that's that. So easy stuff. So I pulled out my Octagon dies because I don't use those very often. So that is my image colored. All the Copics will be listed on my blog. I did cut that out using my Brother Scan and Cut because the dies did not get to me in time. But, you know, I would have certainly used the die if I could have. So there we go. So I'm going to cut out the sentiment from that same adorable set. It says, "Take a bite." And I'm using our word bubble dies from Jaded Blossom. And that's on Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. So now I'm going to quickly stick down this apple banner. And I'm using little glue dots because I don't know if you noticed, but this paper is shiny and I find glue has a hard time sticking to it. So that's why I'm using glue dots for this. And then I will add that to the upper, you know, sort of straddling the upper right hand, well, kind of the whole top of the card, but leaning towards the right hand side. There we go. So I'm just trying to get that stuck down evenly. And I don't want the little banner part of it hanging off the card, because that'll get caught on the envelope, right? So I'm going to stick this little apple down, and I'm going to have it saying take a bite, because it's a poison apple, right? You know, of course, for Halloween. There we go. So I'm going to use my HEG tape first of all for this, and then I change my mind here in a minute, because I decide I'm going to pop up the apple. So, you know, I leave these things in because then you'll see, you know, when I change my mind and what I do. I'm like, no, I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, this is a super cute little image. And then I had all sorts of trouble coloring it too. Like I must have had an overfilled, C marker. I think it was C1, and it just dripped all over the place. Then I had to start over. It was, you know, it was not good in my craft room. Good things were not happening when I made this card. I was crabby. I was not happy. So, okay, so I'm adding my Stampin' Up! Little dimensionals here. Isn't it? It's just, I love these. This is what I like to use. And I know I kind of go overboard with these, but what can I say? There we go. So like I said, I've been trying to use stuff that I haven't used very often. And I don't think I've ever used these apple dies on a card, or, you know, the apple banner. So I thought I'm going to use that. And then the Octagon dies, I don't pull out that much. Unless I'm making those Octagon treat box dies, like those I use a lot. But for some reason, I don't use this Octagon dies very much. So I thought I got to pull that out and use it. So there we are. So I'm going to have that apple saying, take a bite. Trying to decide if I want it to overlap the apples or not. There we go. Isn't that cute? I just think it looks adorable. And now I'm pulling out my Altenew enamel dots in Essential Black and White. I'm using the black ones, and I'm going to use those for the pupils instead of, you know, having the pupils colored. So I'm just going to, you know, pop the two sizes on. Isn't that cute? I just think that turned out so cute. And I like how it's got a bit of a shine. And I will add some highlights in Nouveau Crystal Drops in Simply White. I'm just going to pop some down on a piece of paper, and then I will use a bamboo skewer to pick some, you know, some of that up, and I will tap the little enamel eyes to give them a little highlight. So that's, you know, kind of fun, right? So yeah, so now I'm pulling out Jaded Blossoms large Halloween treats stamp set in the outline dies. And I'm going to stamp these 2 sentiments to go on the inside of the card. I'm using Paper Tray Ink white cardstock along with VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink and a Misty, of course. This is how I always stamp. There we go. So hopefully you get your hands on this adorable freebie. Just go to Jaded Blossom, follow the rules. You know, you're going to want to check out the Jaded Blossom store. Check out the Jaded Blossom blog to be inspired by the design team, because of course they rock it every time. I'm always impressed with what they come up with. You know, I always have my favorites. So cute. And I love these. This is an oldie stamp set, but it's just gorgeous. And I love these outline dies. So I'm just going to tape them in place with some of that Easy C tape. It's just highlighter tape, and it'll, you know, stay in place so I can run it through my Gemini machine and cut it out, and I, you know, won't have any boo-boos, because, you know, to be honest, I couldn't take any more boo-boos on this card. I was not happy with myself. By the time I was done crafting, I was ready to pull my hair out. And I love how it turned out, but boy, everything went wrong with this one, I'm telling you. There we are. So I'm going to add in the Happy Halloween. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue. Of course, it's plugged. And I'm just going to glue that to the inside of the card. That will be over that little orange strip of paper on the left-hand side there. And then I will stick down a spooky treat for you just above the apples. You know, just for fun, right? So there we go. So as always, thank you so much for watching my videos. Be sure to check out the Jaded Blossom store, the Jaded Blossom blog, get inspired, all those things. And be sure to come back tomorrow because I will have another project for you, another video, and hopefully a release and review. And we will have lots of fun because there's a hop tomorrow and you want to come back for that. So thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you soon in my next one. Bye, everyone.